Hello everyone, this is Professor J. Kim. Today we're going to create a video for Instagram Reel, something like this. So for this final production, we're going to use Adobe Illustrator for the logo, Adobe Animate for the text animation, and Premiere Pro to finalize it with some sound. If you do not have any experience with the Adobe Animate, Adobe Premiere Pro, it's okay. I'm not going to skip any single steps. So just to follow my instructions. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel, hit the like button, and set the alarm for my latest video. Then let's get started. Okay, so first please make sure you download these files from the link I provided in my description. So first open the logo.ai file. It is Illustrator file, the motocross championship logos. So this is the created by Adobe Illustrator, and we're gonna use it in Adobe Animate with the text animation. So first, please open Adobe Animate and create a new file. For the Instagram Reel, we're gonna use 1080 pixels by 1920 pixels and frame rate 30 frame rate. Platform type HTML5 canvas. Created. And double click your hand tool so it fits to your window. So this is the size and the dimension, the proportion of your video. And we're gonna change the stage color from white to green because we're gonna overlay this animation on top of the existing video files. So we're gonna use like the kind of a green screen effect. So first the thing is I'm gonna type something. I'm gonna use my typeface, Helvetica, bold italic, oblique italic, and 72 dpi, 70 point, sorry. And text color is gonna be white. I'm gonna type difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. It is pretty true. It's a nice quote. Okay, so difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Let me open the alignment panel. Alignment. Check the align to stage. I just want to center it. So it's good. So if you place it somewhere here, off-centered, open the your alignment panel and align to center. Okay, and a little bit to up. Something like that. Okay, now we're gonna animate it line by line. So first the thing is, this is a text. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break apart and break apart twice. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so choose your selection tool. Select the first line, just like this, difficult, and convert it as a movie clip symbol. I'm gonna name it as difficult. My second line, roads up often. Select the second line. Be careful you not touch the you do not touch the next line. Convert to symbol as roads. Movie clip symbol. Lead to, convert to symbol, lead. Beautiful, convert to symbol, beautiful, movie clip symbol. And the last line, destinations, convert to symbol, destinations. Okay, so let me double click my hand tool again. Okay, now select everything. Then go to modify menu, timeline, distribute to layers. You see the timeline? So each line is assigned to a different layer, separate layers, individual layer. Okay, now select the frame number 30, which is the 1 second mark. Hold down the shift key and click on frame number 30 on top layer. So I'm selecting all frame number 30 on each layer. Then insert keyframe. Select the bottom layer, hold down the shift key, click on top layer destinations. Everything's in blue now. Now place your mouse cursor somewhere, any layer in the middle, hold down the control key and click or right click. Create classic twin. Okay, now rewind it. So nothing's happening yet, but we have two keyframes, departure and destination on each layer. So select the first keyframe. Hold down the shift key, click on the first keyframe on top layer. And then once you select this frame, in your properties panel, you're going to see that effect and classic ease and this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase this number to the maximum value, which is 100. So it will, the speed is going to be a little bit getting slower. So people have enough time to read it. Okay, now your playhead on the very first keyframe, select everything, choose your free transform tool, place your mouse cursor on the corner anchor point, hold down the shift key and drag it, make it bigger like that. Just like that. And on your properties panel, since we're choosing these letters, these words, you see the color effect from none to alpha and alpha value down to 0. So it's going to be something like this. See? So it is okay, but it is not very dynamic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little kind of time gap between each line. So difficult, that's the first line, so I'm going to just leave it as it is. Let me choose my selection tool. Select your second layer, roads. I'm going to move it to 45 frames like that. Now choose the lead up to 60, 2 second mark. Select the layer, grab it, keep pressing your mouse button and drag it to this time 75. And destinations, drag it to 3 second mark. So this will happen. It's better, but the problem is that the destination, the only last line is remained. So what I'm going to do is select the frame number 90, which is the 3 second mark on second layer. Hold down the shift key and click on the frame number 90 on the bottom layer. And insert just the keyframe so we can keep everything in the same position. So watch. Difficult roads will often lead to beautiful destinations. So it's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to keep it, I'm going to make it stay about 3 seconds. So from 3 second mark up to 6 seconds. Highlight the frame number 180 on each frame, on each layer. So select the first frame number 180, hold down the shift key, click on the frame number 180 on the bottom layer, then insert the keyframe. So it stays about 3 seconds. Now I'm going to make it disappear. So let me move it to the left a little bit. Highlight the frame number 210, which is a 7-second mark. Insert the keyframe. So the first line, difficult. Then make sure I'm selecting the frame number 210. Instead of that, now click on your word, the difficult, on your stage directly. Now in your properties panel, you can see the color effect. Change the color effect from none to alpha down to 0, meaning your difficult, the first line will be fading out. See? Just like that. Okay. Now, the roads. I'm gonna give a same time gap. So somewhere in between. This is the frame 195. See, 195. Insert the keyframe. Then now frame 210. Insert the keyframe. Okay. Then click on your rows often on your stage. Change the color effect from none to alpha down to 0. So watch. Difficult is gone, rows often is gone. Same thing. On the other 210, the other 7-second mark, on the other lead layer, insert the keyframe. Up to 8-second mark, insert the keyframe. Select your lead to your text on your stage directly. Color effect from the alpha down to 0. Fading out. See? Same thing. Highlight the frame the 225. Insert the keyframe. Then highlight the 240 and the keyframe, the frame 240. Insert the keyframe. Select your the text on your stage. Change the color effect from none to alpha and alpha value down to 0. Now, frame number 240 on the very last line, destinations. Insert the keyframe and 9-second mark. Insert the keyframe. Click on the destinations, the word, and alpha down to 0. So watch from the very beginning. So it is fading in and getting smaller and staying about the 3-second and fading out from the top to the bottom. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to make it stay 1 more second up to 10-second mark. Insert the keyframe. Now it's time to animate the logo. So I'm going to add a new layer on very top. Then highlight the frame, which is there is nothing. You see that just a little dot. Highlight that. Insert a keyframe. So this time it's going to be blank keyframe. You see that? Empty circle, which means there is the nothing, but that is the place something you can put. So open your Adobe Illustrator. Now I group them. So let's click on this background, the hexagon. Copy this. Copy. Now back to Adobe Animate and just paste it. Say OK. So check this radio button. Paste using AI file importer preferences. Okay, which is good. Now add a new layer on top. Same way. Highlight the very last frame, which is the 10-second mark. Insert the keyframe first. Now back to Adobe Illustrator. Select the biker and the biker. Copy. Now back to Adobe Animate and paste in center. Same options. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let me move this up to somewhere here. Now let me add another new layer. Highlight the frame. Insert the keyframe. Then back to Adobe Illustrator. This time I'm going to choose this. Motocross with the other blue box. So copy. Back to Adobe Animate. And paste it center. Okay. And I'm going to relocate it somewhere there. I think it looks good. Now add another layer. Highlight the last frame. Insert the keyframe. So we're repeating the same routine. Go to Adobe Illustrator and the last word, championship. So I'm going to copy this. back to Adobe Animate and paste in place in center. Edit, paste in center. Okay, and just set the position. Just like that. Maybe a little to the left. Okay, so it looks good. So let me double click my hand tool. Okay, now select everything. I'm gonna move this up somewhere here. Okay, so it looks good. So now we're gonna animate it like we did. So the very top 4 layers for the logo. So I'm gonna select the frame number 330, which is the 11-second mark for the whole thing. So select the frame number, the 11-second mark on this. Hold down the Shift key and click on the 11-second mark frame on top layer. Then insert the keyframe. Okay, so now select 1, 2, 3, 4. So hold down the Shift key, click on the top layer. So these all 4 top layers for the logo are selected in blue. Now place your mouse cursor somewhere here. Hold down the Control or right click and create classic twin. Okay, now rewind it. Select all 4. Select highlight the very first keyframe of your logo. Hold down the shift key. Click on the top. I'm gonna choose the like we did in the properties panel. This time, I'm gonna change the easing option down to the minimum value, -100. So it's gonna be getting slower. So still on that frame, this time using your selection tool, select everything. Now switch your tool to the free transform tool. Hold down the shift key and drag it, make it bigger like that, about that size. Then change the color effect from none to alpha down to 0. So this will happen. Watch. Okay, so it's okay, but we assign a different layer for each element of this logo. So like we did, we're gonna give it kind of a little bit different time gap. So the bottom layer of my logo, I'm gonna leave it just as it is. The second layer from the bottom of this logo, highlight it so everything's in blue. I'm gonna move it 20 frames more to the right. And next layer, 20 frames more. And the next layer, 20 frames. So it's going to be a 12-second total. Okay, but as we have a kind of a same thing, at the end, I only see the word championship. So what I need to do is I need to keep everything, the logo background and then the motocross things and the bikers gone. So select 12-second mark, the frame, hold down the shift key and select the 1, 2, 3. There's 3 layers, 12-second mark frames, and insert keyframe. So watch. Okay, so it looks good. So last thing is I'm gonna add just one word. So highlight select your very top layer. Let me add a new layer on very top. Select the 12-second mark frame on this new layer. Insert a keyframe. Okay, now choose the type tool. This time I'm gonna use the different typeface. This is the one I have. You can use the different typeface. The one I'm using is the DCC Ash. It's a kind of grungy style, and then the size is gonna be 200 point. And let me type got dirt question mark and white. So it's like the got milk thing. So somewhere here. Okay. got dirt. And I'm going to use the only 10-second animation. So from here to 370, insert a keyframe. Now, hold down the Control key and click somewhere in the middle between and create classic twin. And same thing, highlight the very first keyframe we created. I'm going to change this class ease option down to -100. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, from here, let me choose my free transform tool. I'm going to make it bigger. And let me change the color effect from none to alpha down to 0. So it is fading in, but also at the same time, on 370, I'm going to rotate it just a little bit, not too much. Got dirt. So it's going to be something like this. Okay. Then I'm going to keep it up to 20 seconds. So at the end, we're going to need just the got dirt and then the full logo. So what I'm going to do is just the 5 top layers. Got dirt and then the full logo layers. So let me move it up to 20-second mark, which is here. So from very top, select the layer, the keyframe on 20-second mark. Hold down the shift key. I'm gonna select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th layer from the top. Then insert the keyframe. So watch. Text animations, staying 3 seconds, disappearing, and the logo comes in, and got dirt, staying up to 20-second mark. There we go. Then let me save it. Save as. I'm going to save it first in this folder. Let me name it as motocross. Now I need to export it as a video file so I can use it in Adobe Premiere Pro. So go to File, Export, Video and Media. I'm not going to change the sizing, the 1080 by 1920 as it is, entire movie. Important thing is the format, H264. Okay, and then the output, that's the destination where you're going to export. So click here. I'm going to export it to my folder as a motocross. And the last box, start Adobe Media Encoder render queue immediately. So make sure you check this, and also make sure your Media Encoder is open. Media Encoder. Okay, now let me export it. It is exporting now. Okay, so let me check my folder now. See, Motocross MP4 is here. See, Motocross MP4 is exported to my folder. So let me preview it. So this is what we made. We staying 3 seconds and fading out and logo animation and got dirt and staying up to 20-second mark. See? So that's the whole duration, 20 seconds. Okay, so we're ready. Now open Adobe Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro. Now we're starting the new project. I'm going to name it as Motocross _ promo. And the destination is going to be choose a location, my motocross folder, and create it. Okay, so before we start, we're going to import the files we need. So go to File, Import. So from my folder, what we need is choose this a 1080 by 1920.jpg. Hold down the Command key and the Freedom Trail Studio Gold. That's the sound file we're gonna use, and keep holding down your Command key. Motocross MP4, that's the one we just made. Motocross 1, Motocross 2. So we're gonna need these 5 files imported. In your project panel on your left corner, you see this. See? So first, choose that 1080 by 1920. Keep pressing your mouse button and drag and drop to your timeline. So the reason I'm using this is the first file you import, that will decide the dimension of your video file. So now whatever we have is going to have this size. So next thing is I'm going to choose Motocross 1. Just drag and drop to here, right next to it. And now delete 1080 by 1920.jpg thing. It's okay. So place it, just drag it to the very beginning. Let me zoom out a little bit by moving this slide bar. You can zoom out and zoom in the entire movie. And now I'm gonna need to have the motocross number 2. Drag and drop to right next to it. Okay, now select the motocross MP4, the one we made from the Adobe Animate. Drag and drop to very top. See? But as you can see, it looks a little bit smaller. So select your segment first. We're gonna set the size. Choose that. Once you choose your video file, the motocross.mp4 we made from the Adobe Animate, then you see the scale. Place your mouse cursor on the 100% number and drag it to the right until it covers your whole screen in green, just like that. Okay. So it covers everything because it is on top layer. So what we're gonna need is, it's gonna look like this. So we need to do something. So the reason why we're using this green screen, the green background from the Adobe Animate is we're using green screen effect. So select your segment. In your effects panel, please type Ultra key. You see that Ultra key? Then keep pressing your mouse button and drag and drop to this. So still nothing's changing. And in your watch there, your effects controls. You see the key color and the eyedropper. Choose the eyedropper and click on green. See? And watch. So your text, all the green background is kind of transparent now. Okay, so what I want to do is, my first video clip is kind of too long, so I want to stop maybe somewhere here. Okay, so place your mouse cursor. In my case, 9 and 10 frames a second. Choose razor tool. I'm gonna cut here in my motocross 1.mp4. See? Now switch your tool to selection tool, select it, and delete it. Then move this, the motocross number 2, right next to it. Okay? But for the kind of better transition, I want to give some kind of a smooth transition between motocross 1 and motocross 2. So this time, delete this, open the video transitions, dissolves, cross dissolve. Drag and drop to here. And watch. See? Let me zoom in a little bit. See? It's smoother. Okay. Now, what happened is my second clip is slightly longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this. So using my razor tool, see? Cut, selection tool, select the other little kind of part of the second video and delete it. Okay. The very last thing is we need a sound. And then the motocross, the text animation video clip we created, it came with this kind of this kind of useless sound channel. So I want to delete it. So select the videos, go to clip, unlink it. Now select the video audio file and delete it. Then from here, we imported this the MP3 video audio file. Just drag and drop to this audio channel. So watch. Okay, but on the sound file is way too long. So what I'm gonna do is I want to trim it. So using my razor tool again on that point, so we can keep the same timeline, 20-second, and delete this. Also, I want to make this sound clip, the audio file, kind of fading out. So maybe from 18-second mark, somewhere here, select your sound file. Make sure you click on your audio file. Then, audio channel, check the effect controls panel on top left corner. You see the level. Click on this stopwatch. So it's going to insert the first keyframe. Then move your playhead to the end. And change this the 0 decibel things to the lowest number. Then it's gone. So watch this. Fading out. Beautiful. Let me save my file. Save it. Okay, now I'm going to export it as the MP4 files for my Instagram reel. So go to export menu, click on this export button. Okay, and the name, I'm going to name it as motocross underscore promo. And the location is going to be motocross, my folder. Save it. Oh, let me rename it. Motocross underscore promo. Nope, promo, misspelled. Okay, and the format H264 and export it. Okay, so it is done. So let's watch what we got. So it's my folder. Yep, so I got this. Motocross the promo.mp4. So let's view it. That's it. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I hope that you enjoy this video and you can use it for your Instagram or any kind of a promotional video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.